Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday night. That means we are live and we are talking about fitness and health and everything that you need to know to improve your quality of life. Today, we're talking about how to do a caloric deficit properly. Good information, right? But before we do that, I want to remind everybody to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed already, click on the little bell to make sure that you're notified every time I put out a new video. I do live videos every Tuesday night and every week. Sometime later on in the week, I put out another video that hopefully is helpful to you and those people you care about. Speaking of the people that you care about, please share this information with them. Share the videos so that we can help improve other people's quality of life, not just you. Don't keep it all to yourself. Share the wealth, okay? All right, so let's get started. Today, we're talking about caloric deficit. You need to be in a caloric deficit in order to lose weight. That's what you hear all the time. And guess what? That is absolutely correct, and it is absolutely incorrect at the same time. How does that work? All right, let's talk about a little bit. When we talk about calories, we're talking about the energy that's required to burn something. Okay. So when we talk about caloric deficit, when you think of your body, if you think of your body as a candle, okay, or a lantern that has different types of fuel you can put in a lantern, kerosene, propane, gas, whatever. Then depending on what you put in there, it's going to burn differently. Okay. The problem is we're not candles. We don't just burn fuel. Okay. Our body does more than burn fuel. Our body builds and repairs and functions and operates, and it does a lot of different things. So if you think of everything that we eat as fuel, then you're missing a good portion, half. Okay. I'll say half of what you're eating and what it's doing to your body besides being burned as fuel. Okay. So that's the basics. Our body's not a candle. Our body's not a lantern or an oven. We don't just burn things. Okay. I'm thinking of an analogy here. We're actually, our body's like a kitchen, not just we often think of our body as an oven. This is just coming to me, guys. Okay. You know how I work. Things pop into my head. So I just got to say them. Our body's not just an oven. Our body is an oven and a refrigerator and a sink and a counter and appliances and all of these things that you need to make your kitchen function. Okay. That's what our body is. It's not just one thing. It's a bunch of different things. Okay. So just think about it that way. You don't just burn food. You don't just cook food. You prepare food and you do other things so that you can then have a healthy meal, right? Our body does that. We want to be able to do things and function and be physically capable. Our body uses materials to do all those sorts of things. Okay. That being said, our metabolism, because our body isn't just burning fuel, our metabolism is more than just how we burn fuel. Our metabolism is the quality of, or the state of, how well our body is processing the nutrients and how well our body is functioning. Okay. So you guys have heard me say it before, your metabolism is your health. So it's not just, I'm going to slow my metabolism down if I don't eat too much, or I'm going to speed my metabolism up if I eat more, or I'm in starvation mode, so my metabolism is slowing down. No, it doesn't work that way. Your metabolism isn't slow or fast. Your metabolism is efficient or inefficient. Your metabolism is being supplied with what it needs to function properly, or it's not being supplied with what it needs and it functions improperly, or it's being supplied with stuff that's making it work even worse than improperly. Okay. So the things that we give our body, what's up, Rhonda? What's up, Claire? What's up, Kelly? What's up, Deb? How y'all doing tonight? The things that we put into our body improve the efficiency of our body, not the speed of how we burn fuel. Okay. You got to understand that it's not slow or fast. Okay. When our body is what a lot of people say, I need to speed up my metabolism so I can burn more fat. You're not speeding up your metabolism. You're letting your body function properly so that it burns more fuel efficiently and it allows your body to do more things. Okay. So what happens is, particularly when most people do what's a traditional caloric deficit. Okay. Traditional caloric deficit, you drop everything down. And if your daily calories that you would spend in a day is 2,000, then you go to 1,500 calories, and then you're going to lose a pound a week, right? what you're doing when you drop total calories is you deprive your body of the materials that it needs to function. Okay. You're not just depriving it of fuel, you're depriving it of materials that it needs to function. You're depriving it of protein. You're depriving it of things that help it move better. So, yes, you may lose some weight initially, but at some point, your body's going to say, hey, I'm not working well, so I don't have that much things to do. So it's like if you're on a job and everybody's got tools. Everybody's building a house. You're on a job site, you're building a house. Everybody's got tools, everybody's got wood, you got lumber, you got glass, you got wiring, you got concrete, all this stuff is happening. Okay. That's your body. Your body's building this house so that you can live in this house. When you go into a caloric deficit, the traditional way, the way that most people do it by just dropping down the total calories, what you're doing is you're taking the tools away. You're taking the lumber away. You're taking the glass and the wiring and the concrete. You're taking that all away. And you're saying, I still need you guys to build this house. Okay. Less work is going to get done. So you're not going to use as much energy, but you're also not going to see the benefit in your metabolic efficiency and metabolic function because you are taking the things away that your body needs. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Guys, as I'm talking through this, please let me know if I'm being completely obtuse and not making any sense at all, or if what I'm saying is making sense and you guys are thumbs up and tracking along with me. Okay. So that being said, we don't want to just drop everything. Okay. We want to make sure that we're doing it in such a way that we can improve the efficiency of our body, right? We want to make sure that all the workers have the tools that they need. And we want to make sure that all the workers have the equipment and the products and the wood and the concrete and everything that they need while they're getting better at doing it, right? So we're going to improve, not only give them the tools that they have, but we're going to help them get better at doing it, okay? All right, so let's talk about this. I've got some notes here. I got to find my notes here. We talk about what is your metabolism. Your metabolism is the function of your body, not just how we burn things, okay? So essentially there are two aspects, okay? There is the fuel burning aspect, and then there is the functioning aspect, okay? So when we talk about the fuel burning aspect, we're talking about fat and carbs. We're talking about the functioning aspect, we're talking about protein. Essentially, that's the basics, okay? So there's a difference between the way the body utilizes protein and the way the body utilizes fat and carbs, okay? So that being said, what we want to do is we want to improve or maintain the function of our body. So when we cut calories down, we're cutting fuel calories, not functional. Ooh, I like the word functional calories. Ooh, I just made something up. We got fuel calories and we got functional calories. I'm writing that down. Don't let me forget that. Okay. So our functional calories are protein. Protein calories aren't used 99% of the time. You're not going to burn protein for fuel. It just doesn't happen. Okay. If you have, especially if you're ingesting fat or carbs, and if you have body fat on your body, you're definitely not going to be burning protein for fuel. So the protein you're using is going towards the function, hormones, muscle protein synthesis, cellular repair, all that kind of stuff. If you're in a deficit and you want to drop the fuel utilization down, so here's the goal of a good caloric deficit plan. Okay. I want you to write this down. Everybody get your pens out. Okay. I'm saying this I'm going to say it exactly at 9 minutes in. 9 minutes in, the goal of a good caloric deficit plan is to improve your body composition by reducing exogenous fuel intake to support the utilization of endogenous fuel and improve metabolic function. That's a lot of words. I'm going to say it again. The goal of a good caloric deficit plan is to improve body composition by reducing exogenous fuel intake to support the utilization of endogenous fuel and improve metabolic function. Okay. Those last set of words are the big important part because that's what a lot of people miss. Most people focus on losing the fat and completely ignore the improvement or maintenance, at a minimum, maintenance of metabolic function. Okay. That's what we're looking for. I don't want to get skinny and get sick at the same time. I don't want to get skinny and get weak at the same time. I don't want to get skinny and screw up my hormones at the same time. It's not worth it. It doesn't make sense. It's not what we're looking for. We want to improve, maintain at a minimum, but really we want to improve your quality of life while you're also improving your body composition. Okay? This is the single reason why prioritizing protein and building lean mass is the key. Okay? Is the key. All right, hold on. I got to remove this spammer. Bye, spam. And put user in timeout. There we go. All right. All right. Don't need anybody from the Ukraine sending us links to get people's viruses on the computer. All right. So that's the key, guys. Okay. Improve metabolic function. So we're going to keep our protein up. We're going to drop our fuel. Okay. That's going to help us improve the way that our body accesses what's on our body. But there's a couple things I want to remember. I want you to remember, we now know what the goal is. The goal is to burn what's on our body, improve our body composition, but maintain metabolic function. So how do we do that? All right, here we go. Number one thing we got to remember, we need muscle. Okay. If you're losing body fat, if you're improving your body composition, you can maintain the rate at which your body functions. Okay. There's BMR, base metabolic rate. Okay. Traditionally, people look at that as how much fuel you burn in a day. Okay. Here's how I look at it a little bit differently because my focus is different. If you guys haven't figured out, I don't worry about fat loss. I'm not worried about how many calories you burn. Okay. We're looking at the function of your body. If you can maintain your BMR while you're changing your body composition, what that tells me is that you are maintaining metabolic function because the efficiency of your body hasn't changed. If your BMR goes down a lot while you're in a deficit, then that means your function is also going down. Okay. There may be some decrease depending on how long you're in a deficit, how much you're trying to lose and things like that. I'm not worried about that. But if you go from a 2000 BMR and then in a couple months you're at like a 1600, that's not good. I don't want to see that. Okay. You should be able to maintain within a small percentage wherever your BMR is. You should be able to maintain that if you're maintaining and adding lean mass while you lose body fat. Yes, I did just say that. Maintain or add lean mass while you're losing body fat because it is possible. It happens all the time. I'm doing it right now. That's a whole nother thing. Keep an eye on some posts because I got some posts coming out because it's fantastic. So just keep that in mind. When you're dropping your BMR, a lot of people expect, hey, I'm cutting. My BMR is going to go down. It is what it is. And then they talk about, you have to reset your BMR and then you got to try to maintain your BMR. The best way to do that, the best way to maintain your metabolic function is to make sure you're getting enough protein and you're not dropping that down. Okay. That's number one. Number two. Okay. Start slow. It doesn't take a big jump. You don't need to jump 500 calories every week. Okay. When you're coming down, okay, there's a lot of different ways. Everyone's going to be starting at a different area. Okay. What I recommend, and this is what I do with a lot of people, I'm doing it with some people I'm working with right now, wherever you are, if your protein's super high and your fat super low, or your fat super high and your protein's low, whatever, try to meet in the middle. Pick a number. I like to recommend that you start with your lean body mass, okay, in a 1-to-1 ratio, where you get 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass, 1 gram of fat or carbs combined to 1 pound of lean body mass. So if you weigh 200 pounds and you have 150 pounds of lean mass, you're going to get 150 grams of protein and then 150 grams combined of fat and carbs. So that could be 50 carbs and 100 grams of fat. Okay. Combined. So it's combined, whatever the two of those are. Never going lower than 50 to 70 grams of fat. Okay. So that would be where I recommend you start. Get those two things in a 1-to-1 ratio. Start there. As you do that for a month, 6 weeks, a month and a half, 2 months. Get settled in there, okay? One of the biggest things to understand about changing your body composition is it's about maintaining balance in your body and giving your body time to reestablish a balance in what we call homeostasis, okay? Your body likes to know what's going on. If you change things too much too fast, you're going to freak your body out. Give it time to settle in and get into a groove, okay? Your body will adapt. Don't give it so much to adapt to that it can't keep up. Okay, that's kind of what we're looking at here when we talk about people dropping super fast or changing things up and down all the time, right? Okay, that goes to my next point. You're not stalled if you've been stuck at a weight or stuck at a percentage for less than 6 weeks. You're not stalled if you've been stuck at a percentage for less than 6 weeks. Okay, keep that in mind. Give yourself 6 weeks before you change something. And then when you change it, give yourselves another 4 to 6 weeks to see if it worked. It doesn't have to be every week you make a change. Okay. Once you find something that works and you're going to know, hey, this is working, I'm going to make my little tweaks every week, every 2 weeks, whatever, that's fine. But if you're stuck, make a change and then give it time to see what happens. Okay. It doesn't have to be a lot all the time. Okay. Next thing to talk about. Decide if you're going to be intuitive or if you're going to track. Okay. I'm not going to talk too much about being intuitive about this because I think for a lot of people doing this intuitively, especially if you have to retrain yourself, what your satiety signals are, what your hunger signals are, you're not sure what being full, being hungry, and all that kind of stuff is, and you have to retrain that. So I like to use numbers partially because I'm an engineer and data to me makes more sense. I can track it, I can adjust by it, and it lets me know exactly where things are. So I like to talk about it as using data to make adjustments. Okay. That doesn't mean you can't be successful doing it intuitively. A lot of people do it. I think that process can take a little bit longer, and you are way more, in my opinion, in the dark about what's going on. But it can be easier for some people because they don't have to think about anything. They can just eat and be kind of be happy. Okay. Can anybody else not hear? Adriana? Anybody else? Everybody else hear me? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up real quick. Just want to make sure. Hope I didn't get cut out somehow. I'll take a drink of my hot chocolate while I'm waiting. Can nobody hear? Yep, Deb, you can hear me? Okay. Adriana, not sure what's going on. Hope you can figure out what that is. Okay. So we talk about going slow. Here's what I recommend. Here's something you can think about. I don't want you doing 500 calories a week. Once you get to that baseline, once you get to that center 1-to-1, you do that for a few weeks. You feel like you're good. And then you can make small jumps. Okay. We're looking at maybe 100, 150, probably max 200 calories once, every 1 to 2 weeks. Okay. Do it for 2 weeks. See if you see a change. Do a 100-calorie drop. Okay. Drop 10 calories of fat, drop 5, I would drop the fat first before I start dropping protein. Okay. Drop your fuel energy before you drop your functional energy. I got to remember that. That is fantastic. I love that. Okay. Drop your fuel energy before you drop your functional energy. So if you're at a 1-to-1, like you're that 150 number we'll use as an example, then when you start making your deficit, you're making your deficit on the fuel side, not the functional side. So I'm going to drop my fuel from 150 to 140. Do that for a week or two. You should start seeing a difference in your body composition. Okay. If you're tracking your food, but you also have some kind of a body composition scanner. Okay. An InBody or something like that. You have some way of tracking measurements, do something. Okay. Why am I breaking up? Oh, you know why? Because you're being loud. Every time you do something that bangs in there, it's cutting me out over here. There we go. She had the fan on. Coach Natalie had the fan on in the kitchen while I was on my thing. Oh my goodness. All right. So what was I say? You want to cut down about 10 grams of fuel every week. Deb says, I hear dishes. You should see the look I just got. Come say hi to everybody. They've all heard you now. Come say hi. I'm going to try to get her to come say hi. She won't do it. She's not going to do it. Okay. But she's going to bang the pan louder. Oh my goodness. Oh, and she bowed. Okay. So 10 grams of fuel every week or two, you should start seeing some changes. If you do it for a week and you don't see a change, go 2, go 3, go 4 weeks. Okay. You can make some changes. Here's another pro tip. Okay. When you're doing this, it's possible. Maybe you do it for a couple of weeks, you drop down 10, you lose a little bit, you drop down 10, you lose a little bit, and then you get a stall. Maybe you can bump up your protein a little bit. Not a lot, like 5, 10 grams, right? 20 calories, not a lot, just a little bit. Increase your what we call your thermic effect, your thermogenesis. Maybe that kicks you in. Okay, and gets you to start losing again. Okay. We haven't talked about, or we're not going to talk about making sure that you're including weight training and all the other fitness aspects that go into this. We're talking purely about the food you're eating right now. Okay. But what I was talking about before is tracking. Hopefully, you should have some kind of body composition scale that you can track your body fat percentage, your lean mass, your skeletal muscle mass, your BMR, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Here's the deal. And this is the challenge to focusing on things and doing things this way. Okay. We're focusing on function. So we're looking at maintaining your BMR. Okay. I want to try to keep your BMR up while you drop weight. I want you to keep your BMR up while you drop weight. Okay. Because we're not just dropping weight, we're dropping fat, specifically fat, not weight. Okay. Keep your muscle. I want your BMR to maintain. I want your skeletal muscle mass and your lean body mass to maintain or increase while your body fat percentage decreases. Okay. Your body fat mass, the amount of body fat you have on your body in pounds should go down while your lean muscle mass maintains or goes up. Okay. So that means your focus, because here's the deal. If you guys have heard me talk about body fat percentage before, it's 2 sides to the ratio. It's 2 sides to the equation. It's body fat in pounds and it's muscle mass pounds as a percentage of your body. Okay. So if I have 20% body fat, that means I have 80% lean body mass, non-fat mass. Okay. If I increase my non-fat mass, by default, my body fat percentage is going to go down. So why are we tracking body fat percentage if the goal is to increase our lean body mass and to improve our function? Okay. There's the way that you drop your body fat percentage is not by focusing on your body fat percentage. The way that you get your body fat percentage to go down is to increase your metabolic function and increase your muscle mass. Do those 2 things and you will lose body fat percentage. Guess what? You will also gain physical function and improve your quality of life without having to focus on reducing anything. All you've done is increase and add and grow. You're not thinking about losing and cutting and tweaking and hacking and all that other kind of stuff, because it's not about loss. It's about gain. Gain wins, loss loses. Okay. Seems kind of silly to say that, but gain wins, loss loses. Okay. Because what's the key, right? The goal of a good program, okay, I'm going to say it again. Hold on. Let me find it in my notes. Okay. Is to improve body composition. That means improve your body fat percentage, reduce your body fat percentage. This is basically what we're talking about when we talk about body composition. Okay. And increase your lean mass. Okay. By reducing the food that you eat to optimize and support utilizing the food on our body so that we can improve the metabolic function of your body, which is your health. If you do caloric deficit properly, you should improve your health, not make it worse. What's the opposite of improve, right? Not make it worse. Does that make sense? Is everybody tracking with that? And the way we do that is don't go too fast. Track what you're doing. Take your time. There's no rush. Okay. Little things at a time. Focus on reducing your fuel calories, not your functional calories. Okay. And then focus on your BMR in your lean body mass maintaining, not dropping. Don't think about your body fat. Stop thinking about your body fat. I know it's crazy. Stop thinking about your body fat. How does that even make sense? Okay. I would be interested to hear how you guys do by looking at your lean body mass or your skeletal muscle mass. If you have an in-body, if you have some kind of scanner at home, start looking at that every day. Not every day. Don't look at it every day. Whenever you look at it, once a week, once a month, once a week at the most. Okay. Once a week, once a month, whenever you're looking at your body composition numbers, I would be interested to see how your mindset changes if you focus on the muscle that you have, not on the fat you're trying to lose. How does it change the way that you approach your fitness and your lifestyle if you focus on growing and building and adding to your ability instead of just trying to lose fat? Trying to lose fat is boring. Growing muscle, increasing the things that your body can do, adding to your physical freedom and improving your quality of life is so much more exciting and rewarding than just thinking about losing fat. It just I want everybody to understand and be able to grasp that concept. Cool. Does anybody have any questions? If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. If not, then we can wrap it up and I'll be done for the night. I will say one more thing too is how long should you stay in a deficit is a question that I do get sometimes. And that is different for everybody. Okay. Um, you're looking at getting to a point where your body composition is healthy. You feel like you have improved your quality of life. Your metabolic function is good. Um, your goals and your reasons for doing this are going to be different and they're going to affect how long and what you're looking to try to do. That plays into it. If you start seeing a detraction in your function, in how you feel, in hormones, in if you start feeling negative impact from what you're doing, then you need to stop and reset. Okay. The biggest mistake and the biggest trap that a lot of people get into when we talk about body recomposition is they're doing it for the wrong reasons. They're doing it for aesthetics, doing it for looks. And too many times people take how they look and make it a priority over their health. And I don't want you to do that. Your health should always come first. Okay. Always come first. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you feel like you're detracting, maybe you didn't do something, maybe you dropped your protein too low, maybe who knows? There could be all sorts of different things that affect how you do your deficit. Maybe you jump down too fast, whatever. Um, if something's not going right, then just stop where you are, evaluate, ask for some help, get some guidance, and kind of figure out how to get back to a point where you feel good, and then you can maybe make some adjustments and do things differently to continue on your progress. Okay. All right, guys. That's it. That's all I got for tonight. Got some good stuff coming out the rest of this week. Remember, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Click the bell so you can get notified whenever a new video comes out. And please, please, please share this video. This is one, particularly this topic is definitely one I want to get out there as much because the idea and the concept of fuel calories versus functional calories, I think, is something that might blow a lot of people's minds. And I think can really, really make a difference if we start getting people to think about and focus on improving their function instead of just losing fat. I think that's a big, big, big change in mindset that will help a lot of people move forward. All right, take it easy. I'll see you next week.